Welcome back to the Unapologetic Podcast. Today, I have a guest with me. I have Sharon here with me to have a great conversation. And Sharon is a women's empowerment strategist. And I will let you introduce yourself and tell us a little about you.
Thank you. First of all, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. This is going to be so cool. So, my name is Sharon Ringier, and I'm the founder and editor-in-chief of the Possible Woman magazine. But beyond that, there's actually a brand that's happening. So there's a movement going. So we have a channel, we have a community, we have the magazine, we have the podcast, and it's all about possibilities and the opportunities that I can create, the platform that I can use to create for women to be able to share their trailblazing journeys and how they're making an impact. So, and I'm sure we'll talk about all of that later, but that's kind of the gist of it. But I also do goal setting. And yeah, it's just been quite a walk. So we've been doing very well with it. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I absolutely love that because that's what I talk about all the time too, is, how you can make an impact. So I just very much love that. So tell us how you got to this point. Like, what is your backstory? How did you get here?
Ooh, that's a loaded question.
It is. It is.
It's a loaded question. So, in my past life, I was a wedding and event coordinator. So, I did weddings, corporate, and social. And in the process of doing that, I mean, I got to the point where I was starting to be seen enough, started getting into the celebrity sector. But one of the things that I was not paying attention to as a mom, as a wife, on my hustle was I was sick a lot, and that became a thing. And the hardest part was seeing at the time, he was 12. My youngest is now 34, but he was 12, and he's at the foot of my bed, hospital bed. And as they're putting Dilaudid and anti-nausea in my IV, I'm watching his face. And because it hurts going in, and then you come off of this weird, like almost like a USA, but it's like a heavy high. And I mean, I can feel my eyes are crossed, and it's like I'm looking at his face, and
Mhm.
he's mortified. And as he got older, he's like, Mom, are you always doing this? Because it's like you're in the hospital 2 to 4, you're in the hospital all the time, and it was 2 to 4 times a year. And
Yes.
this went on for like 10 years. And so for him, I got to see that he didn't value like what I did, and I think he even resented it sometimes. I'm not sure. He never said it, but I felt like there was just that he wasn't happy because he felt like I was doing something that it wasn't serving for my family, which I thought it was, right? Because that's what we do.
Yep.
We think that everything that we're doing is serving for our family. So, long story short, I started really recognizing that, and I got it under control and then ended up in the hospital again. And the worst was having to call him and tell him. And he
Yep.
worked about an hour and a half away. And when I tell you the kid not only started walking when he found out I was in the hospital, like he literally just got up from his desk and started walking out, grabbed his coat, stopped by the house, walked the dog. Because then I told him while he was en route, could you stop by and pick up my bag? So he picked up my bag. I was planning a conference. He picked up the bag and he was there within an hour. And that was after walking the dog. So I'm like, he must have drove like a bat out of hell. I don't know. But all of a
Yep.
sudden I get the knock on the door, housekeeping, and here he comes walking in, and I knew it was coming, but I didn't want to, because even my girlfriend, I told her, I go, I don't want to tell him. She's like, that's not your right. You have to tell him. Just because you're there, it's like he has a right to know you're there.
Yep.
So I told him, and it was, yeah, truth be told, it was a humbling experience, and it was one of those of where it's like I got to see, it wasn't that he was angry with me. He was just upset at the fact that I was just always sick, and he expressed it. So I say all that to say it's like we don't know what our families are going through when we're doing these things,
Yep.
and we think we're doing it for the greater good of them, and it's not. So I started looking at when I did the conference, as I was planning it, I made sure I had like that. The first day was all about mindset and health and wellness. The second day was about business mastery. And the third day was about finance, because that's another piece of women as well that it's said that we don't do the finance side very well. Men are very good at finances, but we're not, right?
Yeah.
It's a myth. It's not true. We just don't know
Yeah.
what we don't know.
Yeah.
So I started just looking at how can I take everything and evolve it around the missing pieces of, like, what is it that we're missing in business that I didn't have, and how can I help women, fill in those gaps? And it's just finding the resource, like I did for as a wedding planner. So I took my wedding planning experience of finding resources for my brides, and that now I do it for women that's in business.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that so much. And I love that you share it in that way because I think that it resonates so much, or it like is so relevant to what happens with so many business owners because you get in this hustle mode and you don't even
Hmm.
notice. And I talked about this actually on my first podcast episode back. I talked about this and how I didn't even know that I was burnt out. And it wasn't even so
Right?
much from business, it was more just from everything because you get to this point where you're like just operating at this level where it almost becomes for you normalized until you get sick, until something takes you out. And then you're like, oh shit. Or you actually take that step back and you're like, oh my God, I'm fucking tired. You know,
Right, right.
but we do this
Yeah.
to ourselves and we think that we have to do this in order to achieve our goals. Like this is the only way. And it's not. It's really, really not.
No, it's not. It's not at all. And it's learning how to leverage, other people. And I mean, something that you said triggered, for me, it wasn't even about, well, it was of course all the things, but I grew up in a household with a single mom, and she passed at 35. I was 18. She was a young mom. I was 18. And my grandmother died 10 months later of breast cancer. So I've dealt with the normalcy of hospital life.
Yeah.
So to me, it didn't seem strange.
Mm,
But seeing it through the eyes of my sons and my husband and others,
yeah.
it all of a sudden it was just like that harsh reality. So part of, and that, so I do talk about this a lot. It's like when it comes to limiting beliefs, or, when you have these mindset things, we don't realize how much our past
Hmm.
actually impacts the decisions that we're making now, and
Yeah.
how we normalize certain behaviors that technically aren't good to normalize, because just because it was done in our past, we saw our mothers do it or our grandmothers do it and all the things. It's like it's just a compilation of all the things. That's why I said mindset was one of the pieces that I always,
Yeah.
everything that I do, let's start with the mindset part, because I tease all the time. I go, at the end of the day, you can lead a horse to water. You can give them all the money in the world, but if their mindset isn't right, they're not
Yeah.
going to drink. People win the lottery, they spend all the money.
Yeah.
It's like everything that is associated around a disconnect or a failure or something like that, it has something to do with a mindset. And the sad part is, it's not a mindset that technically is yours, it's taught to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So my issue was, I was so used to hospitals that it just didn't seem abnormal to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so interesting to think about it too that way and to like actually come to that realization.
Oh, it was a coming to Jesus moment, because my
Yeah.
to see the pain in my son's eyes, and that pain also is, I look at, my oldest is really good with keeping me lifted up and all the things, but they both ride me in different ways. But to see my
Hmm.
youngest, it's like he has no, I can perfect example, I can show one a magazine. The oldest, oh, mom, that's your best yet. Keep it up. Keep it going. You're doing the damn thing. Have you thought of this? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's like he needs some pom-poms, because that's my cheerleader.
Yeah.
If I have an event, he's going. Like, if he
Yeah.
can make it, he's there.
Oh,
And
I
let
love
someone
it.
disrespect me, different story for a different day. Someone disrespected me at an event, and I walked out and I
He
came
was
back and I'm
on
like, what?
it.
And he was waiting to talk to the guy who had disrespected me.
I love it
I
though.
mean, oh no, no, boo boo kitty. You need to come, let's go. Mom got this. You don't need to fight mom's battles. I'm grown. But it's like, so he's my big cheerleader. The
Yeah.
other one, I can show him the magazine. He's like, that looks professional. What the hell kind of compliment is that?
Thank
So it's
you.
like, because
Thanks.
he just, to him, he doesn't see the value in it because he saw all of the things he's
Yeah.
watched me go through from the negative perspective. So for him, he does have the mindset of, Mom, just get a job and don't run your body in the ground. Mom, why are you doing this to yourself? You know, and so I understand it. So it's just it was a coming to Jesus moment of how do I strike that boundary, screw balance because it's not real.
No.
How do I strike that boundary of I have to be able to show him that I love me enough
Hmm.
to do the right thing in order for me to be able to be what I need to be for, because to him it's like, I have a daughter now, Mom. I need you to be here for her.
Yeah.
So now, so now I'm like, okay, you're right. So grandma's got to get her shit together and show up and so that she can see that at the end of the day, you can have it all. You just have to learn how to, negotiate your time and
Yeah.
find the boundaries to be able to balance it out from that perspective. And just, yeah, so it's like, so he's slowly embracing a little bit more because he sees that I'm doing my due diligence to take care of myself better,
Yeah.
so yeah, so it's been a journey. It has been a journey.
Yeah. And I think this is something that we were kind of talking about before this is why it is so important to look at more than the money. And it's something that I talk about a lot too, is like you have to, yes, obviously you have to make money to pay your bills, to get things that you want, like
Oh
obvious,
yeah, I like to eat, sister, and I
obviously.
got a grandbaby. Yes.
But you also have to think about like what do you want your life to look like? Because if you're only focusing on the money, you can't even live the life that you want because you're going to be
Yeah.
working so hard for the money, you won't be able to be, like do anything else. And then,
Well, Steve Jobs. Think, yeah, think of Steve Jobs. He died. Yeah, I mean, he was filthy rich, but he died so poor. Like he didn't have his family around him. He even did speeches towards the end where, college commencements and things like that, where you could see there was so much regret, because but his life's lessons were lessons that we can glean on, right? To be able to do the right thing. And it's like, I don't want to be remembered for, yeah, she worked hard and didn't have time for her family.
exactly. Like,
So yeah, so it's just that simple. It's like, and I want to be, I mean, anybody that knows me, I mean, it's funny. I have friends we were talking about this in my Bible study, and my girlfriend who's a Syrian, and her father has read the Bible like back, and this was like probably 10 years ago, and she told me like 4 times already, and I'm like, oh, I'm lucky to read it the first time. But I do a lot of devotionals, and she can always tell when I'm not in a devotional.
yeah.
And she's like, oh, Lee, you haven't done any Bible studies lately, have you? Because you kind of crotchety. Oh. But she's so true because it's like I'm out of character.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like, but it's like find that thing that can keep you grounded
Yeah.
and and again, it's not about the money, and it's the money will come when you're doing when you're in alignment with it. The money will come.
Well,
Believe you me, it'll come.
and that's the other thing. And I truly believe that if you are only chasing the money, you can do that to a certain point, but it's
But
not
you got to keep
like
chasing
that.
because you'll never get enough. Yeah.
And it's not gonna, you can't do that forever. And it's
Nope.
gonna feel like shit. It's gonna feel like shit. People are going to see through it. Like there's just so
Oh,
many
yeah.
things. It's not gonna work out the way that, you think it is.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I just It's not just the money, ain't it?
No,
Yeah. So tell us about you also have a collective. And this is something else that, we talked about briefly before this, and something that, we both share kind of the thought of is really creating community over um, competition,
competition. Hmm.
collaboration over competition. And I think that this is so important because we do see so much of this like pedestalizing, coaches and different things. And it's like, not, I don't know, there's so much of this people not really wanting to necessarily work together. It's just,
Right,
no, I need to get ahead, just me, you know, individualistic
right.
kind of thinking. And it really does not have to be that way. Like, if we think about this in
No,
reality, there are billions of people in the world. Like, what are we doing?
exactly, exactly. So many things came to mind as you were talking. I'm like, oh, which one do I grab first?
Yeah.
Um, it makes me think back on, I had a conversation just the other day. Someone had reached out and they're like, "Oh, you're here now. I'd love to invite you to this group that they're a part of. I won't say the name or her name, but it came down to I know that everything, the reputation is they're constantly inviting people, and they're almost like a car salesman, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, no, thank you. I'm going to pass. And I was trying to be polite about it. And finally, it came down to, so I'm like, I'm just not interested. Well, can I ask why? Oh, I don't want to go to the event because technically, the rumor is that it's a cult. If we're really to talk about this, but I didn't say
If
that
you want to
part.
know.
But
Yeah.
I just made the comment that it's like, at the end of the day, every time that you and I have talked, it's always about getting in that room with those people. And I'm
Yeah.
hearing things from different people about this group.
Yeah.
But even past that, came into town, and that's what really made me realize sometimes people just aren't your people. People are in your life for a season, a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Yeah.
And I remember coming to town, see my son. Oh, you're in town. I'd love to invite you. I'm like, no, not this time. I'm seeing the grandbaby. You can't step away for a few moments. And
No.
I almost felt like saying, pump your brakes. But I was nice about it. I'm like, okay, so I only have so many hours to see her. I don't live here, so every moment that I'm here is going to be for my grandbaby. And the thing is, if you know me, if we really are connected, you're going to know that my grandbaby is my priority. Now that I'm living here, yes, I'm networking my tail off because now I'm here. But it was just like, and they didn't receive the feedback very well and actually came with some backlash. And I'm like, with all due respect, I'm not going to do tit for tat. I'm not going to go back and forth. At the end of the day, I respect your position of where you are. However, this just does not work for me. I do
Yeah.
wish you well in your endeavors. Because at the end of the day, I want someone, and I was on a call even with someone today because she's a co-marketing strategist. And we were talking about how people just don't know. As someone sent me a thing today.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want you to know that I do VA work and I want to, let's see if you need help. Let's go Destiny's Child for a second, okay? You know the song Say My Name, Say My Name? You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
know my name before you know my number. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't even ask me who I am. I always, like, let's have a
I
coffee
know.
chat just to see how it goes. Because here's the thing, not all money is good money. That's number one.
Yeah.
That's say number one. That's ground zero. Like that's the foundation. You don't want everybody's
Yes.
money, and I promise you, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So let's
No.
first see if we actually have this connection, because while it may be invisible and we're 2D right
Yeah.
now, there's a connection.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's a connection before we can even see if we can work together, because I might not be your person.
Yeah.
And people don't know how to network. They go into it with how do I make that sale? How do I see
Yes,
if I bought from every single person I knew, I would be broke by broke. That would be a new university.
I know. Yep.
Just saying. So it's like, how about you educate me on, first of all, like, how about you first just get to know me?
Yes.
15-20 minute call. Let's see how we can even work together. I do have free offerings and then I have paid offerings. I always give the free offerings because I want you to get a taste of what
Yes.
this may look like being in my ecosystem. I
Yep.
might not, again, be your cup of tea,
Yep.
and I'm okay with that. But let's first see if that's going to work. And then we just keep the conversation going. Because if you continuously go after, it's almost like if you sell a car, you know that's it, you're done. But I actually had a car salesman that when I got ready to go for a second car, I went and found Emilion, that was his name. And I'm like, all right, we need another car. And this was 7 years later
Yep.
because I knew him as for the customer service
Hmm.
first. And he got to know us for like my realtor that I bought the house from. Oh my God, I met him back in March and he goes, take your time. If we don't buy anything till next year, take your time.
Yep.
When I started shooting him houses, he goes, okay, I'm going to keep a list of the houses so that way if they're still on the market when you finally get here, we'll check them out. When it finally came, he had it all ready to go and started shooting me stuff. And it's like, and he didn't just say, hey, take this house. We actually went into homes and I was like, I'm blown away by this guy. Now my husband's going to be doing some hiking and stuff with him. But he's just like, here's the thing. This house, yeah, I have a problem with that water heater thingy right there. I wouldn't recommend this one. I know you guys like it. If you do want it, we would have to then do extra. Like he literally went the extra mile. So it's like
Yep.
he didn't just say, let's just pick a house, you buy it, and we're good. No,
Yep.
he said, let me get to know you. And then he came in and he actually knew what houses I would like. And he would give me notes on houses telling me what he knew I was going to like and not like, and he hit it every time.
Yep.
Best realtor I had ever met, other than the one I had in Illinois, who was my son's college buddy. And he was amazing. But I groomed him a little bit. So it's like, but it's like get to know the person before you just dive in their DMs and start talking about, hey, you're trying to marry me and have kids before you even know who I am.
Mm. Yeah.
And it kills me. It literally like kills me. And then
Yep.
the other part is if you aren't going to be in rooms, don't puke all over people. We had a networking event and and I'll just say this girl started talking about interns and stuff and it was supposed to be her intro. And I'm like, ooh, what is she talking about? And I checked out mentally. And it's like, how do we, and I feel like it's like each one teach one. We don't know what we don't know until we do. It's like, how do we help one another, teach women how to, especially women, how to create a space where people want to hear what you have to say because you know how to say it.
Yep.
And that's what I'm wanting to build, because it's like, how do I help women build their own ecosystem? So when they're out in the world, people will say their names when they're not in the room. And it's like I was on another podcast about a month ago, same thing. How do we say someone's name when they're not in the room? If I feel like you're going to
Yeah.
regurgitate some stuff, yeah, I don't, not only am I not going to say your name, 9 times out of 10, I don't even remember the name.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it to be rude, but so I'm saying it because I want to know that you're going to take care of my people.
Yes.
If I'm sharing someone that I know, like there was someone in our group. I know someone who's in marketing, love her. She's actually one of my clients. Because we went to New York Times Square together and I've watched her, I've been on her podcast and we've talked about marketing. So I know her style. We've been roommates for at conferences. I have not worked for her, worked with her on marketing, but I've seen her on stage. Like I know she knows her stuff. Can't wait
Yeah.
to have a budget for her. Just saying. I need a budget for her because she's good. But I introduced her to someone in our group, and literally by nightfall, they hired her
Yeah.
because she knows her stuff. She's not even in the group. But it's like if I see that there's someone in need, if Tara comes to me and telling me, hey, I need someone in marketing, I already know who I'm going to give you.
Yeah.
And she doesn't, I don't want money from her, nothing. I want to know
Yeah.
you're going to take care of the people that I'm going to refer you to because I'm trying to build a relationship with the person that referring you to.
Yeah.
And that's where we lose the connection of you want to make an affiliate fee or a referral fee. And you don't have to pay me to refer. If I refer you, I'm not looking for payment. I'm
I
referring you because I
know.
trust you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's that simple. I don't want because if you have to pay me to refer you, that's a red flag telling me that you're probably crooked and shady as well. Just saying.
I know. And I understand in some cases why people
Yes,
do it for like sometimes for courses and things like that. But
that's different.
I feel like too, you better have like taken the course, gotten results from like there's different things that go into that too before you're like referring it to people. Like there's a lot that go into that, but I absolutely agree. Like when you know that someone does their job well, when you know that they're really good at something and you can connect to people, I'm just going to connect you. Like I want you to win. I want you to do well. And I think that that's what we need
Right.
more of is like being okay with other people actually doing well too and not being like, oh no, I can't make that introduction because their business might make more money than mine this month or like some weird thing that we get in our head. Like,
And see, that's scarce, and that's scarcity
what?
mindset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally scarcity. And here's the killer of it all. You don't realize that by doing it the way I'm saying, with the just reciprocity, you make more money.
Yeah.
Because the relationship, when people feel good about being in your ecosystem, they love tooting your horn and you don't even have to.
Well, exactly.
And it's so beautiful when it happens. And it's like, and then it's very humbling. And at the same time, it's like if you have, and I don't want to say imposter syndrome, but if you're, I'll say shy,
Yeah.
it's hard to receive sometimes. Like I was talking to someone I was in a room, I forget whose room it was, and they're like, "Oh my God, someone said your name. I know who you are." And I'm just like, "Oh shit.
Yeah.
I hope it was good." And she's like, "Oh my God, they told me I needed to talk to you, and I didn't know you were going to be in this room." And I mean, she was so excited. I'm just like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna get excited with you because I'm like, damn,
Okay
like
then.
what?" But it was it was humbling and rewarding at the same time because it's like I just want to be that person that's known to. Yes, I want to help you. Now, granted,
Yes.
I'll do some things, but I'm not gonna do everything for free. But
No.
I genuinely want to see other women succeed, especially in
Yes.
the climate of the world. I feel like we have so much to offer.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this. It's like, I get it. Men are the head of the household. I will own that. I'm married. We're getting 40 years. Today is the 18th month and one day. 40 freaking years with the same damn man. Um, he's the head. I'll own it. And you can have it. You can be the head of the household. Pay the damn bills, okay? Pay them.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm the neck. You can't do this without me.
Yeah.
Just simple as that. I'm the support. So it's like I look at it as we don't know our strength. We don't realize our just finesse and power and beauty of a man can have it. I had a guy once tell me, well, women are always trying to compete with men. And I tease all the time, like, I have an alter ego. Her name is Sharon. And I buried her. When I tell you I buried her, she was scratching, like, let me out. Please let me out because I want to cuss this
Yeah.
MF out. And I'm just like, breathe through this. And I leaned forward and I looked at this man, and he was a white male. And don't get me wrong, not prejudiced. My husband's white, blue eyes, German. So my kids are mutts. And I leaned in and I looked at him and I go, with all due respect, I have no desire to compete with a man because I birthed them.
Hmm.
And I felt like
How we
saying
forget that part.
that part because I'd like to see you squeeze one out.
Yeah.
And the two that I birthed, one is a software engineer, used to work for Twitter. You don't think that he learned that from his dad, I'm telling you. And the other one Because my husband was a blue collar worker, and nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I like rugged men. I like men that can fix things. Like that's sexy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's nothing wrong with blue collar. I mean, white collar men. It's just I'm a so I'm saying it's not a bad thing to be blue collar. But both of my boys have been more in now. Well, especially the youngest is more in corporate. But yeah, you don't think they didn't learn some of those traits from mama?
Yeah.
Oh, I've raised amazing men. So don't get a side eye crooked, twisted, or effed up. We're amazing.
Yeah.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yes. I agree. I agree that right there.
So yeah, so collaborations definitely. I feel like women need to stop
Yeah.
feeling like they have to compete with one another. I had someone when I was a wedding planner tried to pit another wedding planner. She was trying to pit us against one another. And actually, Char's 40 this year because she was born the year I got married. But we're best friends. And actually, she's now my sponsor for New York Times Square. Um, but when I tell you, this one woman was trying to pit us against one another, and we figured it out.
Yeah.
And we were both wedding planners. And here's the thing. The beautiful part was like, I'd call him like, hey, I need some second hands on, I need another body, I need a warm body for the wedding, and vice versa. Just don't give her the vacuum cleaner. She broke the church's vacuum cleaner once. So yeah, we
She's
don't
not
give her anything
the
like
vacuum.
that.
Yeah.
She- yeah, she's not allowed to do that anymore.
No.
But and vice versa, she'd call me for things, or she called, hey, I got this client. Do you want it? Do you want to talk to them because I can't do the wedding? We realize that we both have amazing strengths. But what
Yeah.
the client needs, it depends on what strength.
Yeah.
And even if they hired her, it's okay. So it was so funny because it's like people just don't get, a lot of people didn't get our relationship because we were really close. Like she would yell at me about my pricing. I mean, and we talked every day. Like she was that girl that it was just, we were such a good support system for one another to this day. And now
Yeah.
her kids are my surrogate grandkids. She's got another one on the way as well. So it's just like, oh my goodness, like why can't we get this through our heads
Yeah.
of we can be even in the same field and work together because
Hmm.
what's for you, no man can take from you. And that's scripture.
Yeah.
It's like if it's meant for you, no one can take that away. It's kind of like out of all the people in the world, when you meet your guy, your perfect guy, that guy is made for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, is he flawed? Of course he is. Do divorce happen? Of course it does. But I use that as an example of, that person is for you if because of the connection that you make. So stop being so caught up on, oh my God, someone's going to take something from me. No one can take anything from you that was never meant for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that that's so good. I think that that's like so good to remember. And so many more people need to think about it that way because there is way
Mhm.
too much of this like competing and bullshit that goes on.
Well,
Is
we're taught to do business as men.
yeah,
I come from corporate. I see it.
yeah,
And the thing, we're a different breed of animal.
yeah,
We think different, we vibe different. And if my child tells me one more time I'm in my feelings, I'm like, well, you're angry, that's a feeling.
yeah,
You're being a boop, that's a feeling. So it's everybody's in their feelings all the times, but we get, oh, you're emotional, oh, you're aggressive. And it's like, be careful with that one. But if you want to tell me I'm too much, let me show you how much I can be.
yeah, exactly.
I can deliver. I'm happy
Yeah,
to deliver.
yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we
So
can
I'm
go
happy to
there.
deliver whatever yeah, but no,
Let's
mm-mm.
not. Let's not.
Yeah, you don't want to.
It's funny. Well, I do want to go back to you for just a few minutes because I think that this is so important too because I've seen this come up and I've seen like multiple ads about this lately. The whole like giving value and actually helping people for free and allowing people to, like, I know that for your collective, you do allow, there is like a free part of it. Like people can come in there for free. I do free strategy calls right now. Impact, you can join 30 days for free. And I believe in this so much. Do either of us do everything for free? Obviously
No,
not, because we have to make money in our business. But
correct.
there are so many things lately that I've seen that are like, you can't do that. Like, that's bullshit. You should never do anything for free. And like, value's dead. And I'm like, this is so backwards.
Yeah.
It is so backwards.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
why
is.
people are saying that. That is the biggest bunch of bullshit ever. And the fact that it goes into like, oh, then no one will pay you and da 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 da. I'm telling you right now that that is the biggest bunch of bullshit, because every
Yeah, it is. Because
every
they will
client
pay
that
you.
every client that I've gotten has come from my free calls. Every single one.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that every time you keep saying something, I hear jab, 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 right hook. And he had such a good point, Gary Vaynerchuk. And the thing is, it's like if people, first of all, if a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to hear it, does it make noise? So you have to build an ecosystem first in your
Hmm.
business. And you have to have someone to sell to. You can have the best products in the world. If you have no one to sell them to, then it's just futile efforts and you're struggling to get people in the door.
Hmm.
So the whole premise around my community, because it was a paid community in the beginning, and I had to take a break from, because my husband was diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer. He's fine now, he's in remission. But I had to take a break because I could not manage that and the magazine and doing all the masterminds and all the things that I was doing that went with it. But when things cleared up, I'm like, what can I do different? Because it was, and people were paying. So don't get aside crooked or twisted.
Yeah.
Even people that pay don't show up.
Yep.
And it's not for the reason of, oh, they think your stuff is shitty or they don't value it. It's just people are busy, whether it's free or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I've paid for programs where it's like, okay, I gotta do this because I done paid for this. I'm like, crap.
Yep.
Now I paid a couple, I paid a couple figures for that. So, don't it's not about that. It's about, getting the person in the right time. And so that free piece that we call free or complimentary or whatever you want to call it, it's not that there's no value in it.
Hmm.
It's just that you're giving people an opportunity to lean in and go, oh my God, I need you.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do you convey that message without, and I mean, you can tell them the what and you can tell them the who. You don't give them all of the how.
Yeah.
You give them just enough to wet their whistle, but you're giving them something to show that you're just showing you're expert. You're showing who you are. And that's the thing is we don't realize that showing our expert is crucial. It's so
Hmm.
important. That's why I even do like, the New York Times Square thing that I do. And I tell people in a heartbeat, it's like, yeah, I want you to do it. But I don't want you to come if you're just spending money for your ego, because this is not about an ego stroke. You can, if you're looking to feel good, I'm not your girl. This
Yeah.
is about utilizing the platforms that are out there that we didn't know existed in order to like, because we want to be seen in the media. We want to be seen in the light of when we show up, we get interviewed for things and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like, this is not an ego stroke. This is a expert stroke to be seen. And that's your investment into it for you to be able to share this freely with people to show who you are. So it's like, how do you show up in spaces to be able to pour into people and people can the know, love, and trust, know, like, and trust. I know they say it's cliche, but at the end of the day, if I don't like you, I'm not giving you one red cent. Actually, I'm not even going to give you the time of
Exactly.
day.
And
I'm not
that's
even gonna
the
give you the
thing.
time of day. You're not gonna get my time. You're not gonna
No.
get a call. You're not gonna
Nope.
like, we're done. So if I don't like you, love you, trust you,
Hmm.
we can know you. And that's the problem. I might know you. And if I do think I know you, Yeah, I don't like you. Mm-mm. We're done.
No.
So set yourself up, put yourself out there so people
Yeah.
know and they see the value that you offer and believe you me, they lean in like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to know more. And I kid you not, I go into rooms and it's just like, as soon as I start talking about the things that I'm offering from free to paid, it's like, well, I want to know more. Like, tell me about
Yeah.
the community. Tell me about writing the article. Tell me about submitting my book. Tell me about New York Times Square. Like, who gets on New York Times Square?
Hmm.
And yes, is there other people doing it? Yes, sparingly. And I promise you it's six figures.
Yeah.
And I look at it as I'm not fintech. I'm not a six figure. If I had six figures like that, it would not go on New York
Yeah.
Times Square. And I've been on NASDAQ and it didn't do anything for me because unfortunately someone sent me a picture. Oh my girl, I see you. And I'm like, oh, sweetheart, that's not me. Because there was even names on it. And I'm just like, oh
Uh,
yeah, no, that's not me.
nope.
I'm glad you thought it was me, but I was actually on last year, just so you know, I was on it, but that was last year.
Not me. Yeah. Not this time.
Because it was part of a program.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, not the same. So yeah, that big hair is not my big hair. So yeah, so it's just like just not so how, and that's when I looked at, even when I did the New York Times Square, I'm like, how can I make this so that when these women show up, they're showing up. So it's a
Yeah.
whole experience. Like the Shar, the one that I talked to, my sponsor for it, and she's like, I'm doing it because I want to see what it's all about. And when I interviewed her, which the seasons are coming out, I think next week, the episodes, because we actually turned it into a like a video podcast style for a streaming platform because we also have a channel.
Yeah.
And she's sitting there and she's like, it's something to, she's like, I'm looking up and I'm like, that's me, and she got it. She showed up in the same jacket and jeans that was on that billboard. You should have seen people like putting the two and two together. Like
Yeah.
that was a marketing point. That so now she can use that in different like her marketing pieces and all the things. Lisa, another one, marketing. She is a marketing guru. She does this jump and when I tell you, she used it in her ad for something else and something about how she loves her life or something or another. And I'm like, that is so perfect. Like she's using the assets
Yeah.
to show her expert, and people are like, how the hell did you get on New York Times Square?
Hmm.
And that's the piece. It's like, and it's, yeah. And I mean, I'm not charging six figures, I'm not even charging five figures to get on
Yeah.
New York Times Square. And we do it on International Women's Day. So it's the whole campaign around it, which by the way, haven't launched it yet, but today, because it is Shameless Promotion Month, I will be offering a
Oh.
special for the shared, yeah, the shared screen because it's like I want to be able to even help those with a budget.
Yeah.
Like we all deserve to be seen. And if I can afford to do that to help women get seen on New York Times Square,
Hmm.
Jesus, like let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a whole initiative. So my whole premise with everything is how do I help you get seen? And like, yes, my pay to play is on this spectrum, but the complementary is filling my ecosystem because you may be
Yeah.
right now not able to do a lot, but
Yeah.
hopefully the nuggets that you can get, the people you can meet will help you get to the point where you can afford to do
Yes.
the other stuff. And if it's years down the road, I mean, I follow this one woman all the time. I followed her podcast first, and then I started watching what she was doing. Then I took one of her paid programs. Now I'm part of her community. Like I pay for the community because it's like the nuggets that she's given me has helped me grow
Yeah.
my business. So as I grow, I invest. As I grow, I invest. And that's what I want other women to do too.
Yeah.
So it's been such a journey to figure out all the things like when I hear that there's a need, women are looking to do, like we're getting ready to do it's called the Goal Getter Business Mastery Boot Camp in October 7th and 8th. And I'm running a promo for that because at the end of the day, it's about getting, not just butts and seats, but the right butts there
Yeah.
that understand how do I bring your laptop and let's implement. I don't want to regurgitate information on you.
Yeah.
Because all you're gonna do is take that shit home, you're gonna take your notebook home, you're gonna sit it down, and then you're gonna be doing the same shit different day. And you
Yeah.
won't implement anything I said. And at that point, it does, and not all money is good money. And at that point, I don't want your money. If you're not gonna take what I gave you, we sit down and we work through it. It's actually boot camp meets mastermind. We're
Hmm.
gonna mastermind through some stuff, like literally come up with strategies for you to be able to, you know, take the next step. But it's not even taking the next step. It's like, you take this information, you rinse and repeat. Your next
Yeah.
program, rinse and repeat. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to come back to me. We go to these things, like there's a conference going on that I've gone to, and it's the same SSDD. And it's like, and I get it, we show up for those types of things, but it's people selling from the stage to try, it's high level stuff. And it's just like, no, let's sit down and
Yeah.
figure out how you can literally pull this all together
Yeah.
and have some actionable steps. Like you've already actually have some implementation steps when you get home because you're already taking action when you're sitting in the seat because
Well,
you're sitting literally at
exactly.
your laptop with it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I want you working. You're not just sitting and taking notes, you're working on what I'm giving you.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
those are the types of programs that I'm building out to. It's like let's not keep playing small.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that so much. I'm so big on that exact thing and like the action part of it instead of just talking about
Right.
like, ooh, ideas and like, yeah,
Yeah.
you have to get those, but
Ideas are
what are
nothing
you
more than a
gonna
dopamine
do?
hit, sister.
I know. What are you gonna do to put things into action to actually do what you want to do, get where you want to get to? Like, we need to do things.
Right. Well, it kills me when they're like, oh, I want
Yeah.
to do this and oh, I want to do that. And it's like, some day is not a day of the week. Um, yeah, it kills me because it's like we have these great ideas, but because it's like, are they even in alignment? That's something else I talk about the alignment of.
Exactly.
Is like, this is even alignment with who you are, because if it isn't,
Exactly.
it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. You
Mhm.
can have all these great ideas, but those dopamine hits, there's nothing more than that's like getting a like on Facebook. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't want your like, don't want your love, don't want your hearts, don't want nothing on Facebook. I'm barely on Facebook.
Yeah.
But it's like I want what I say to you to resonate with you, but I don't want to have to deal with all the other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for friends. Because in that moment, yeah, I'm looking to get paid.
Yeah.
I don't need your like for that. But it's like if we want to get paid, we have to figure out what of ourselves do we give in order for people to want to invest.
Yeah.
And it's not all about the chase of a dollar. If you want, and I mean, if you genuinely do want to go after the money, you have to do the due diligence of the getting out there and being seen. People need to
Yeah.
know that you're there. It used to be 7 to 12 impressions, and I think now it's like 15. Like they need to
Oh,
see
yeah.
you everywhere and know, and like I said, I
Mhm.
followed this one woman I followed, I think, for 3 or 4 years before I spent money on her.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And
Because
that's
I've
the
been
other thing.
burned spending money on people, and
Exactly. And that's the thing. People are getting so frustrated because there's like two ends of the spectrum where people are still saying,
Mhm.
oh no, you should be able to make sales today. Like, just do this, that, and the next. People are still on this shit. And
Yes.
it's like, that's not happening. Stop buying into this dumb shit
Nope.
that people are putting out there that's not actually based in reality. That's not happening. Just put that aside. Customer journeys are longer. It's fine. It's not that it's a bad thing, it's just a fact. It's just a fact. So, what are you
No,
going to
they
do
need to
about
be
it?
longer because they need to. Yep.
Yeah. And what are you going to do about it? That's the only thing that you have to like worry about is, and not even worry about, but just think about what are you going to do about it then? How are you going to adjust your business in order to actually like make room for that? What are you going to do?
Exactly.
That's it. It's not ruminating over the fact that you can't make like 10 sales today just because it's changed.
Right.
It's how are you going to change what you're going to do in order to actually continue to make the sales anyways?
That part.
Yeah. Well, this has been amazing. We kind of went all over the place,
Yeah, we did.
but it was so good. I love this. Anything, any last like great nuggets? I usually ask like, what is the big impact that you are making in business, in life? Like, what is the impact that you want to make?
The impact that I want to make is for the generation that's barely born, and that's my granddaughter. And I want her to know that the women that she sees as I'm building this out, the women that she sees surrounding me, are all, everything is possible. And
Mm,
that's why the whole, possible woman, it used to be I'm Possible Women's Empowerment Collaborative. And it just got, well, it's a mouthful. And I wanted to kind of reel it in a little bit better. But even the whole, like the words that you speak to yourself, and I shared this in a group last night, a money group, and we were talking about the I am, and so I told you, potty mouth Christian. Um, Moses went to God and said, "You want me to tell Pharaoh to free your people? Who shall I say sent me?" And God said two words, "I am." And when we say I am tired. I am overwhelmed. And I have to catch myself lately because today makes 5 weeks in my new house. And it's the struggle, as my girlfriend Malika would say, is real because it's like, getting moved and, still planning my event. And I've been networking. And then a friend of mine who's a blues singer, she was in town. So I drove to Denver because I'm in Colorado Springs. So it's like over an hour drive. Drove to Denver, spent the day with the grandbaby. What did I do that for? Because that wore me out. So it's like there's a lot going on, but
yeah.
it's like that whole I am piece. It's like, so I'm very careful not to say I'm overwhelmed or I'm tired. I will say I am sleepy though. But it's like when we speak that over ourselves, we don't realize those are affirmations.
Hmm.
So life and death lie in the power of the tongue. What you think about, you speak about, and what you speak about, you become. So I always share that when you introduce yourself to someone, when you walk up and say, "Hi," what do you say for the next? Is it "Hi, Tara"? No, you say, "Hi, I am."
Yeah.
So the moment you say "I am," your first name isn't Tara. It is "I am." And we are his likeness. So it's like we are amazing beings. We're beautiful women. We are enough, all the things. It's like start speaking life over yourself, even if it seems tough. Your brain still hears all the things.
Hmm.
So your body will adjust to all the things. Your body cells will then react to all the things. So it's like we have to be able to battle. I always say that, you people talk about, yeah, you got the two thing, the two people on your shoulder, the one in white and the one in red, right? Now, the one in red isn't on your shoulder. The one in red is up here.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
limiting beliefs, the all the negativity, all the things, and it's like the one on your shoulder is really sitting right here on your heart.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do we change and start to reprogram so that even when shit gets real, and believe me, it does.
Hmm.
I mean, if I ever just sit down and write the book, it would be one of where it's like people are like, whoa, because it's been a thing. It has been a thing. And it's like I'm like, God, what is my purpose? Because woo, you have definitely I feel like I think it's called Papillon with Shaka Khan through the fire. I've been through the fire. And it has not been easy. But I can sit here and say, my boys are healthy. My husband is in remission. We just paid cash for our house in Colorado Springs. I've got one grandbaby, one on the way. And I have a thriving business that's able to like bless women in ways that they normally wouldn't have. Like Lisa even said, she's like, we can't find this anywhere. She's like, this is so cool to be able to be out here on New York Times Square, and we're here collectively as because I always said I want to have like 50 women around me on some news station saying this is the legacy.
Yeah.
It's not mine. I'm not the legacy. This is the legacy. And I literally looked at the pictures last year and started crying because I'm like, all right, that's a good start. I've got 6 women with me on there. And last year I had nine, or this past year I had 9. Oh my God. Like, what I thought about, I spoke about, what I speak about, it's becoming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what if I can just say anything, it's like, know that our next generation needs to see women that are speaking life
Yeah.
and making it happen.
Yeah.
Let's get out there and freaking kick some ass. Like, let's do this damn thing, but let's do it locked arms together because at the end of the day, I mean, there are other networking groups. I mean, we're part of a networking group. I show up in there and then
Yeah.
some of them are my members. It's like, and I invite I've got one of my past members. She's now in the group. And it's like, I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I'm not gatekeeping. I got other groups too. And I'm even
Yeah.
getting ready to add those groups in my group to say, hey, let's not gatekeep. Let's put networking groups that you're a part of, even though mine is complimentary and free. And eventually it will become a paid group because it's going to involve the magazine with, the writing and all of the other things. But
Yeah.
right now, it's all complimentary from that respect. But it's like, let's start seeing how we can band together and we all show up together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I know that was a mouthful. I'm sorry, but that's my story on that
No,
one too. And it's
I love
weird.
it. That was so good. That was like an amazing way to wrap everything up, though. That was so good. That was so good. Well, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thanks for having me. This was so cool.
Yes. So where can
I
everyone
gotta admit, I was
find
not feeling it this morning because I was like, oh my God, I haven't had any sleep. The dog, because I told you my dog was not feeling good and he 3:30 in the morning and we don't have a lawn. We have rocks. I've never had a lawn with just rocks. And he doesn't like them. And I'm not walking out there because there's bears and mountain lions and foxes and all the things. And now I found that there's skunks around here somewhere. And I'm like, he is not getting skunked. He's already been
you?
skunked once. We're
No.
not doing it again. So I was so sleepy this morning, and I was on a Zoom call putting on makeup because I'm like, oh my God, the bag's under my eyes. I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. So I'm glad I did. All of that to say, I'm so glad that I did because I was not feeling it at first, but this was so much fun, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was so good. I'm glad that you did too. Because it was so
Yeah.
good. So where can everyone find you?
So they can find me on, actually, I'm going to give my dot card because that has all the things. So
Mhm.
it's HTTPS, of course, then the colon and what two backslashes, and then it's dot cards with an S, and then backslash my name's Sharon Ringer. And that gives you all of the things. And so no matter what, if it evolves, if something changes, or if I add another program or stuff like that, it'll all be there. So I wanted to, it's almost like a link tree, but it's a little bit more robust and kind of cooler. And then they can also then send me their information by just exchanging their contact and just telling me how they heard about me. That would be so awesome. And then we can schedule a coffee chat and get acquainted. Acquainted.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
no pitching, acquainted.
Amazing. Well, I will have that also linked in the show notes so everyone can find it super easy and can go and
Awesome.
connect with you because that will be amazing. Thank you so much. I love this.
You are so
And
welcome.
yeah, and if you loved the episode, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And as always, go after everything that you fucking want and be unapologetic about it.